The city of Lund in southern Sweden dates back to medieval times. Over the centuries, it's witnessed plenty of change, but now there's a whole new sort of evolution going on. I'm here to meet some of the thousands of people in the country who are adapting their own bodies, who are inserting microchips under their skin. It means they may never have to carry a house key, train ticket or bank card ever again. This is a microchipping party. Hannah's getting an electronic chip implanted into her hand. She believes one day we'll all be chipped like her.
So congratulations, Hannah.
Thank you.
You've been chipped.
Yes, I have.
How does it feel?
It feels good. I'm excited to see what I'll be able to do now.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can feel it there. I feel like this is the future. It's the next big thing that's gonna happen. Happy cyborg birthday.
Happy cyborg birthday to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
But is this sci-fi fantasy or practicality? I want to know why anyone would want to do this. For this teenager, microchips, it seems, are in her DNA.
Felicia is my daughter and I'm the father.
So you're a microchipped family?
We will become one now today.
Magnus and his daughter Felicia have come here together tonight because they believe this is the future.
You're going to have an upgraded dad.
Yeah.
As they say, it was good being a human, but being a cyborg is better. Didn't feel a thing.
It's a quick, simple procedure with potentially huge significance.
So you're officially part machine. How does it feel?
This is awesome. How cool is that? Good job.
Do you think in a few years' time, in a decade perhaps, we'll all have things like this?
Yes, of course. I really do think.
For around £130, anyone can get a tiny microchip like this inserted just beneath the skin in their hands. I can't help feeling a bit squeamish about it, but maybe I'm just behind the times. It's the morning after, and I'm about to catch up with Felicia and her dad Magnus as they get to grips with their new existence. So when you woke up this morning, was it the first thing that came to your mind? How did you feel?
I felt a little bit strange because now I'm a cyborg and it feels pretty cool.
The chips in their hands use near-field communication, the same technology that allows you to pay with a contactless credit card. They can be read by a device like a smartphone.
So here I've stored my business card on my phone with my details, phone number, email address, other stuff, blood group even.
So what's the benefit of that?
When I get customers or suppliers at work, they ask for my business card and I say, scan me.
Aren't there risks involved in that as well? Couldn't somebody pass you by and take all that
Scan me.
information?
Yes, it is in theory possible, but you have to be really, really close. But the main thing I think is that I choose myself what I want to store on this chip.
The people I've met so far don't seem to have any concerns about blurring the lines between man and machine. Hannes has made it his mission to convince more of us to get microchipped. He's what's known as a biohacker, someone who wants to improve their body with technology. What's wrong with just having contactless payment cards? We've all got phones, we've all got a set of keys. What's the point?
The point is to reduce the hassle of exactly these things.
Isn't that just the ultimate laziness?
No, it's convenience. And convenience is a pretty powerful force. I mean, in the morning, every morning, when you stand there, going out your front door, you check your purse or your pockets. Okay, do I have my wallet, my charger, my keys, my phone, all my stuff? What if you could reduce that by half? It would declutter your life.
Hannes has helped develop several microchips. He wants us all to hack our biology. Microchipping is, he says, just the start.
I want us humans to open up and improve our sensory universe, our cognitive functions, and improve all different dimensions of being human. And there is so much we can do.
You want to make us bionic?
Indeed. I want to merge humans with technology, and I think it will be awesome.
I want to understand why it's people in Sweden who are enthusiastically embracing this idea, when many others might be sceptical. This is a nation of early adopters. Sweden's set to become the world's first cashless society, and the economy here is driven by digital innovation. This national rail company has taken microchipping on board, with 2,500 passengers signing up to use their chip instead of a paper ticket. I've come to the capital, Stockholm, the epicenter of this tech revolution. At this shared office, hundreds of the workers have been microchipped, so no need for a security pass to get in. Per has had his chip for 3 years.
So I take my chip and open the door.
It means he can buy a drink without cash or a card. But for him, it's about much more than practicality.
Do you enjoy being one of the first, being a pioneer of this technology?
Absolutely. A whole bunch of questions come up. Like, is this ethical? Do we want to have that? Or will we be sort of a nation of cyborgs in the future, and what will happen? So a lot of sort of really interesting discussions come out from, talking about the chip.
It triggers an ethical debate.
Yes.
For critics, the biggest future concern is over data protection. As the amount and type of information we store on microchips becomes more advanced, so do the security risks. Ben Libberton, a British scientist working in Sweden, wants to know who will have access to the data stored inside and what they could do with it.
So I have the information in my chip now. That's basically just me. If I don't use it for anything, then no one can really get any data on me. But then if I start to use it at work, then work knows when I've interacted with something at work. If I then go to the canteen people know exactly what I've interacted with there. So the wider spread it becomes and the more that we can interact with different things, then our data is being kind of shared and incorporated in lots of different places. The nightmare situation in that case would then be that someone else has access to my health data, and that one day I get a letter through the door that's like an increase in my health insurance premium before I know that there's any problem with my own health. So I think we have to be cautious now in the very early stages to make sure that we're actually controlling how the information is being shared.
For now, it seems to me, what the chips can actually do is fairly limited. But the people I've spoken to are convinced that this technology will, one day, change the way we live. That in the future, we will all be chipped. And they are leading the way.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rukah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their right to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami Camp. And yeah, in today's lesson, I'm just going to get into the RFID chip, the microchip. All right, I came across this article today, and the Spirit jumped on me to do a video on this because it is 2019, year Karagma, and eventually, soon, all right, in the near future, may not be this year, may not be next year, but sometime in the near future, all right, they are going to push and implement that everybody, wherever you dwell at, must take this RFID chip, the microchip, which is also known as Mark of the Beast. All right? And that's why I brought up the scripture, Exodus 23:2, because you're not supposed to follow a multitude to do evil. All right? Because they're trying to make this trendy. They're trying to make this like the new iPhone. okay, or like the new pair of Jordans, this chip, okay, and you got a lot of people over there in Sweden, all right, taking this RFID chip like it's a fun party, all right. That's why I put in post production that report. I put in post production that video, all right, of people having parties, all right, father making sure his daughter gets a chip, and this is what we're coming to. So let's get into this article. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Swedes are getting implants in their hands to replace cash and credit cards, right? And we here at Great Millstone, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, all right, starting with our apostles, always bring this out, all right, that people are already taking the chip in their hand, all right, and they're voluntarily doing it, but eventually it's going to be mandatory, all right. It goes on and says thousands of people in Sweden are having futuristic microchips implanted in their skin to carry out everyday activities and replace credit cards and cash. More than 4,000 people have already had the sci-fi-ish chips about the size of a grain of rice inserted into their hands, with the pioneers predicting millions will soon join them as they hope to take it global. Right, and it is becoming global. You also have the one in, I believe, Wisconsin. They call themselves 3 Square. All right, that's here in America. All right, they're out there having chip parties and making T-shirts. I got the chip, So yeah, it is going global. Okay, that's why the scripture says, "Do not follow multitude to do evil," because they're making this trendy. It's very Black Mirror. Swedish scientist Ben Liberton told the Post of the similarity to the TV series highlighting futuristic scenarios. Like glorified smartwatches, the chips help Swedes monitor their health and even replace key cards to allow them to enter offices and buildings. They have particularly caught on, however, by enabling owners to pay in stores with a simple swipe of the hand, a big deal in a forward-looking country that is moving toward eliminating cash. The microchips were pioneered by former body piercer Johan Osterlund, who calls the technology a moonshot, and who told Fortune magazine that he's been hit up by hopeful investors on every continent except Antarctica. Right, so this is global, man. All right, and investors are the ones, all right, that keep this economy going. So if investors feel that the RFID chip, all right, is the wave of the future to make money and to profit, all right, they're going to make sure that every person on the planet gets it. All right, that's why the scripture says in Revelation 13 and 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand. Salakia. Revelation 13 and 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and who is the he? Esau, Edom, all right, the so-called white man today, starting with the elites, the banking families, all right, the secret societies, the Illuminati, so-called, all right, they're the ones that are going to force everyone to take it. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, meaning conducting commerce. So you're going to be using a credit card, no longer going to be using cash. So that proves that this is not a philosophy, that proves that this is not Christianity. This is talking about commerce. This is talking about everyday, okay, transactions, a medium exchange, all right, from one entity to another entity. And that RFID chip is going to be the medium, all right? That's why Bitcoin is so prevalent, okay? And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 306. And when you go into that number 306, all right, it's Chi Chi Stigma. And all you got to do is look up the word stigma. All right? Bear with me one moment. All right, it's taking forever. Usually it pops. Here we go. Stigma. A mark or of disgrace. Right, it is a disgrace. With particular circumstances, quality, stigma. All right. A visible sign or characters of a disease, excuse me. Here we go. That's the one I was looking for. Origin. Pricking or branding. A mark by a pointed instrument, a dot. Right. So let's go back to this image. Is he not putting a pointing image, a point, into his skin to prick him? All right. So, once again, stigma. Let's go back to it again. The back here. So origin. That's why you got to go into words, man. Like the Apostle Great Mills always get on us to do, so you get a better understanding of the scriptures. Late 16th century, denoting a mark made by pricking or branding via Latin from Greek stigma, a mark made by a pointed instrument, a dot, related to a stick, right? This is a pointed instrument, okay? So this is what they're going to put on upon the people, all right? These Edomites, the so-called white man of today, all right? Start with the banking families, the elites, the Illuminati, so-called, all right? So let's go on. It says, tech will move into the body, the Biohacks International founder told the mag. I am sure of that. Osterlin insists the technology is safe, but that has not stopped alarm bells from ringing, with some fearing a link to a doubling in cybercrime in the country over the last decade. Right, because if the RFID chip, or they like to call in Europe their near frequency communication device, the NFC, all right, it's connected to the internet. So it's easily accessible. It can be easily hacked, and idiots will still take it. Fucking morons. Anyway, continue on, try to make this PC. But, you just got to drop the F-bomb from time to time because people here are fucking morons. All right, continue on. Liberton, a British scientist based in Sweden, praised the definitely exciting potential health benefits of accurate health metrics taking from inside the body. Think of it, the Apple Watch could measure things like blood glucose, he told the Post. But he also fears the mass of highly personalized data and how it could be used, right? Because who controls it? The problem is, who owns the data? The elite, the Illuminati, they own it. Esau, Edom. You basically are saying that is your master, all right? And hey, in the book of Exodus, it talks about that, all right? Because when you take the chip, you're basically saying that you love Esau, Edom, all right? So here's a scripture on those that say they love their master. Exodus 21:5, and if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife and my children, I will not go out free, right? Basically, you want to be a servant to the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Verse 6. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost. And his master shall bore his ear with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. Right? Just like in the ancient days, all right, when you said you were property to your master, all right, you had a piercing in your ear. All right, they pierced your ear. And that told everyone around that told the people when they saw that person with that piercing, like, oh, he's property to someone. So by you taking that RFID chip, you're saying you're property to the Illuminati, right? The secret societies, right? So it behooves you not to take that chip, all right? And majority you will, because you're weak people and you don't believe in the Bible, you believe in yourself, you believe in whatever the so-called white man tells you, Esau, Edom. So that leads me now to this. Wait, so let me, hold on, Slakia. So it says, the problem is, who owns this data, he asks. Do I get a letter from my insurance company saying premiums are going to go up before I know I'm ill? If I use the chip to buy a lunch, go to the gym, and go to work, will someone have all of this info about me? Is this stored and is it safe? Right. Because Esau wants to know everything about you because he believes he is God. All right. Lucifer. Oh, that reminds me of this scripture. Isaiah 14:12. Who's going with the Spirit? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? Right. And this is talking about Esau, Edom, all right? Starting with the banking families, all right? How did they weaken the nations, okay? Through warfare, through their wicked philosophy, okay? Verse 13, for thou hast said in the heart, here's the point, I will send it into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, I will sit upon the mountain of congregations in the sides of the north, verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, I will be like the Most High. And that's why he pushing out this chip, right? Because he wants to control everyone. Because he believes he's God in his own eyes. That's the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, all right? And they're going to package it to make it convenient for the whole world. And they're going to say this is a good thing, all right? But really, they want to control people. Because they think they're the gods on the earth, all right? That's why it behooves you not take that chip, man. All right? If you take that chip, well, you know what time it is. I'll get that scripture. But I want to get to a point of this article. It says, how going cashless allows Big Brother to spy on your every move. All right? And who's Big Brother? Esau, Edom, so-called white man today. Where's the point I want to get at? Here he is. At least, so this is going on in Sweden right now. At least 900 of Sweden's 600 bank branches no longer handle cash. And critics say their bosses push the shift to make bigger profits, while ministers are seeing higher tax receipts as the black economy gets squeezed, right? So these banking institutions, all right, starting with the hierarchy of them, are pushing, okay, their employees, hey, keep pushing out cashless society. Keep pushing out, all right? No more, we're working with cash, all right, to make a profit, all right? There's big money to be made for going cashless. This bank profiting was highlighted by Roger Ebling, owner of Tobacconist and Sweet Shop in Stockholm, while serving customers in a Sweden football shirt. Oh, wow, that reminded me. You know, they're pushing this in Sweden, and the capital of Sweden is Stockholm. And isn't there a term called Stockholm Syndrome? Let me look that up. Because that's what these people are having, man. They're having Stockholm Syndrome. They want to be slaves. They want to serve the system. Stockholm Syndrome. All right? A condition which causes hostages to develop a psychological alliance with their captors during captivity, right? And who's in captivity? Us, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. You're in captivity, and you have Stockholm Syndrome, because majority are going to take that chip. And those, they're pushing it out of Stockholm, Sweden. That's spiritual. Just thought about that. All right? So yeah, that's what you people have, man. You have Stockholm Syndrome, and you want to love your captors, man, that put you in captivity. Back to the article. Ebling said that just 1 in 10 of his customers use cash today, compared with about 88 in 5 years ago. Yet it cost him 500 krono to pay 100,000 krono in digital cash into a bank, compared with 150 krono for the same sum in cash. All right? So it's great for the banks because they do less work and make more money, he said. When banks in other countries see how much ours are making, trust me, they will all do the same, right? So once all the banks come into an agreement, hey, we're going cashless, hey, man, that's it. He calls it all, boss. Once again, let's go back to, I don't want to paraphrase it. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, verse 17, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You see? And that's what they're going to do with these banks. They're going to make sure that everybody la-di-da-di, because who controls the banks? The Illuminati. So when did he last use cash, I asked. He smiled and paused to ponder before replying. I think it must have been when I was on a holiday in Germany, because I never used it in Sweden. Yet even technology student Gustav admitted there were two camps at his university. One that saw cash as obsolete, pitched against a smaller group that feared handing over so much highly personal data to private firms and state agencies. One critic told me that when he asked friends if they ever used cash, they said only when buying alcohol from the state monopoly, since it was a bit embarrassing. As he pointed out, this innocent example shows they fear the data can be misused. Right, because the alcohol companies is owned by the state in Sweden. So if you were to swipe your hand, all right, the state of Sweden could see how many times you purchase alcohol. So it's a little embarrassing. They don't want to see if you're a habitual alcoholic. And, and people are still taking it. Like, the state is tracking you, and yet you're going to track you every move you make, and you still take it. That's why these people here, they got to be destroyed by fire, man. Real talk. Fans of the digital cash accept such concerns. We are complicit, but it's just so convenient. So they're knowing they're complicit. They're knowing that, we're giving up our rights. We're giving up our privacy for this. And that's why, you people got to get hit with nukes. You got to get hit with fucking nukes, man. You're idiots. Said Malva First, 37, an art director who had just bought her 4-year-old daughter Kay an ice cream on her card, yet I do worry about data. Although Swedes trust business and politicians more than most Western nations, well, that proves right there, they're a bunch of fucking idiots. Assisting this rapid shift from cash, such privacy concerns have been intensified by a series of recent outrages involving data abuse and failures by technology giants, right? Because, hey, they get to see what you're doing. The Facebook scandal last year over Cambridge Analytica highlighted how such data can be harvested and sold to advertisers, secretly turning customers into valuable commodities, right? Because, you're now considered a profit. Some experts have deep concerns. In a society where you can't buy anything without trace or even possess money, then that is a less free society. Well, no duh. You know what, that's it. Because by reading this, it just gets me irritated. Because people are so willing to be a slave. And, you so-called Negros, Latinos, and the Americans, you're the children of Israel. If you take this chip, man, this is your judgment. Because you're supposed to be serving your true power. Not these Edomites, not the Illuminati. Revelation 14:9. I'll start at 8. And there followed another angel. Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, right? And Babylon is America. And that's where majority of Israelites are at, okay? And you heard this truth. You heard about the Hebrew Israelites, and you definitely heard about Great Millstone, talking about the chip and the RFID chip housed the mark of the beast. Verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, meaning you worship Esau's system, all right? You worship Esau, Edom, the Illuminati, okay, in this system, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, that RFID chip. Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, meaning righteous anger, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb, right? So you're going to be burning with fire. nuclear missiles. That's your judgment for taking that chip. Verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Right. You're going to be tormented in the fire, meaning the Lord's going to keep your spirit in that fire until he decides, all right, to take your spirit back to him. Verse 12. And here's the patience of the saints of the Israelites, those that believe on this word, those that have patience, those that understand the times that we're living in, and that are pushing out this word. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. Right, because what are one of the commandments? Not to take that chip. Right? Because if you take the chip, you burn with fire. So, the proof is in the pudding. Hey, this was a beautiful time to do this lesson because it's got to come out, all right? And Lord willing, the Lord puts the spirit on me more to push out more lessons on the RFID chip because this is a main prophecy that must happen before the nukes drop. Once again, this is the main prophecy that must happen before the nukes drop. Okay? So, Lord willing, this edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Okakudash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone who rule well and taught us his truth. They are the true teachers for the nation Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth to sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith. And with that, Shalom and Abba Babal.